letter as well. Okay, and then the important question is the last one too. What is the best measure of average? This question also have in your assignment. So when we are talking about measure of average, we are talking about, is it median, is it mean, is it mode, is it mid-range? Okay, so if your data is skewed, it doesn't matter skewed to the right or skewed to the left, your answer for this question should be median. So similar for your data set assignment later. Okay, after you know what is your shape of the data, you have another question like this. So you must understand, if your data is symmetric, the best measure for average is mean. If your data set shape is skewed to the right or to the left, the measure of average, best measure of average is median. Okay, so that one is best measure of average. If I change the question to the best measure of variation. So when we are talking about variation, we have variance, standard deviation, range, and we have another one, CVs. Okay, SIVA. Okay, so if your shape is skewed to the right or skewed to the left, the best measure of variation is IQR, interquartile range. That one you learn in 1.4. Okay, IQR. If your data is symmetric, it will be standard deviation or variance. Okay. So that the two question usually favorite question as well. Okay. So clear or not for this exercise?
Clear, madam.
Okay, so now we move to 1.4. This one, okay? So I consider all of you watch the video. So here the main important thing, you have two things. You should know how to find the outliers, and then you should know how to draw the box plot and interpret. So in your test, usually they ask you this question, okay? They will ask you to draw and then interpret. And then based on box plot, what can you say or what can you see more, okay? So similar, in your assignment, you will do this, but you will use Excel to do the box plot. Okay, but in test, usually is will be using manual lah. You need to do it yourself. So this one you can go through. Okay, you can see lah. EDA ni, this is the important thing in EDA, and then you can see here. This one. For symmetric data, the appropriate measure of central tendency is mean. And then for variation or variability is standard deviation and variance. Okay, so this question you have in assignment as well. And then if your data is skewed data, so measure of central tendency is median. And then the variability or the variation is IQR. Okay, this one I mentioned just now previously. Okay. This is just recall back lah. Actually, you done that before. Okay, just to help you in the future. If you have a problem in project, okay, you can see the suggestion. So this is the outlier. Okay, so outlier is extremely high or extremely low value. Okay, so usually how it's happened, it can be happened by these four things lah. Okay. And then usually when we do our research or when we do project, okay, we remove the outliers. Okay, we remove the outliers, but some method no need to remove the outliers. It can be cater. Okay, but usually we remove the outliers lah. Okay. So this is properties of standard deviation. So this is just to show you lah. Usually outliers we consider those who greater than this or greater than here. Okay, this is if based on confident interval. Okay, mu 6 sigma tu. So here 3 sigma. Okay, we use 3 sigma. The value which is greater than this value, we consider it's outliers. Okay. This is more clearer. Okay, so how do you know it's outliers? This is how you calculate outliers. Okay, from last week you learned already. You will need to find first quartile, third quartile. Okay, and then this is the formula. In the statistical table, this formula is given. Okay, but if not given, no, it's given in the up-to-date statistical formula. Okay, so this one given. So important here, sometimes student didn't know how to check where's the outliers. Okay, so I'll show you by example later. But you can see that if your answer here is, let's say 7. Okay, if your lower boundary is 7 and then your upper boundary Okay, Assalamualaikum again. Can you hear my voice now?
Waalaikumsalam. Yes,
Hello, madam.
Yes,
Really
doctor.
sorry, okay. My computer ni restart automatically. Not sure why. But never mind, we move on. Okay, I think I stop until outliers here. Okay, so important here, you should know how to know it's outliers or not. Okay, first you should calculate lower boundary and then calculate upper boundary. So let's say lower boundary you get 7 and then upper boundary you get 20. Okay, and then you have data. So let's say you have data, uh, you have data, let's say 6, 5, 8, 10, 21, 19. For example, this is example, very simple example. So you can see that if your data less than 7, which is this one, isn't it? So this is outliers. And then is there any data greater than 20, which is 21? This is outliers. Okay, that's how you check. Okay, so important, you must know how to know it's an outliers or not. If there's no outliers, so you can say it's no outliers lah. All right, so this is the example. So you can see from here, you have this data, and then coincidentally, this data has been arranged. Okay, you can see the smallest is 9, the highest is 72. And what is the data about? This one is about 8 job applicant is shown here. Okay, number of credit in business courses for 8 job applicant. So first they ask you to find the first and third quartile. So this is the formula. So you can see here, you get x2. So this is whole number. So when you have whole number, x2 plus x3 divide by 2. Okay, that part usually student always make mistake as well. Okay, they straight away take x2 here. So that one is wrong. You must have 12 plus 15 divide by 2. So you get 13.5. And then similar for this one, you got 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 7 divide by 2, you get 54. And then using the previous slide formula, this is the formula IQR. What is IQR? IQR is Q3 minus Q1. Okay, so you calculate your lower boundary, you get negative 47.25. You get upper boundary 114.75. So now look this data. Is there any data less than 47.25? No, isn't it? So is there any data greater than 114? No as well. Okay, because the highest is 72, which is smaller than 114. And this one is 9 greater than negative 47. So here we don't have any outliers. Okay, clear or not for this one?
Clear, okay.
So you can try this one, okay? You can try this one, easier. Suppose you can get the answer straight away lah. Okay, now we move to box plot. Okay, so this is the box plot. Okay, what is box plot? Okay, it's a box and whiskers plot. Okay, so you can see this is box, this is the whiskers. Okay, so represent 5 number of summary. What is the 5 number summary? Lowest value, okay, first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, and then highest values. And then another important here is outliers. Okay, you should remove the outliers. Okay, so if you look this figure, okay, if you look this figure, you have outliers. Okay, outliers should be outside the largest data and the smallest data. And then you have Q1, Q2, Q3. So your Q1, Q3, and Q1, Q2, Q3 will make you the box. Okay, and then whiskers is from here to largest, from here to smallest data set. Okay, this is horizontal. You also can have vertical box plot like this. Okay, usually here is smallest value to the largest lah. Okay, and then important here, you should know how to read the box plot, the shape of the box plot. Okay, if you look here, look the box. So from this box, I can draw like this. So it seems that approximately symmetric. Okay. Sometimes you can see it's skewed to the right or skewed to the left. For example, in this example, you have this one. Okay. I consider you watch the video tau. That's why I explain a little bit fast. Okay. So if you look here, school A, from this box, you can see it's skewed to the right. Okay. Can you see how I draw the box too? So it's right because I have the tail here. Okay. And then here will be approximately normal or approximately symmetric. Okay. In my class, I consider the box is important. So here is approximately normal. However, in this box, in this book or in this slide, they consider also the whiskers. Okay, let's say here is approximately symmetric or normal, but you can see that the whiskers for the left side is longer than the right side. So the answer also can consider skewed to the left. Like that. Are you clear or not?
Clear.
Clear, madam.
Okay, all right. So if the box is approximately symmetric, you need to check the whiskers. But in my class, I consider the box is important. Okay, so if you give me either one answer, is correct lah. Okay. So here, the 5 summaries that you need to calculate. Okay, here I want to highlight again. You can see the minimum value is 24, the maximum value is 38. And then you check outliers. Okay, when you check outliers, you get 57 outliers. Okay, from here ni, from set data school A ni, you can see lah the smallest is 24, the highest actually 57, isn't it? However, when you check outliers, 57 is your outliers. That's why 57 we consider outliers, and when you draw, here is the outliers. Okay, and here become a next value, which is highest less than 57. Okay, that important. And then based on previous experience, some of the student will take this value as minimum and maximum. So this one is wrong, okay? The minimum and maximum should be from the data set, not from this outliers punya lower boundary and upper boundary. Clear or not?
Clear, madam.
Okay. So if no outliers, no outliers lah. Okay. And then how to interpret? Okay. So first, when you have box plot, you interpret the shape. Okay. And then actually from the shape ni, you know lah, skewed to the left, skewed to the right, symmetric kan? That is shape. And then average, if you learn measure of central tendency, okay, or we call it average too, you can see that we have median here, right? So median is one of the measurement that we use to measure the average or the central tendency. So here you can consider that median is a 50% upper or 50% lower, isn't it? In the middle. So you can say that 50% of the age school B is greater than what value? So basically here you nail 42. Okay. And then here also you can consider the 50% of the teachers in the school A age 30, something like that. Okay, important how to interpret too, even in test or in assignment. Okay. So this one, variability. When we are talking about variability, we will use IQR. So when you look IQR, which one is higher, it will be more dispersed, more variable. If which one is lowest, more consistent, it's good, more accurate. Okay. Again, you can see lah this example. Okay. You can see here the variation of teacher's age at school B is higher than age of teacher at school A, because you can see that IQR A is less than IQR B. Okay, or I can change this one. Okay, I can change to the variation of teachers age. Not variation lah. I can consider which one is consistent or which one is dispersed as well. Okay, And then for range, you just look at the highest value minus the lowest value. So this one similar for your assignment. You will consider this explanation to interpret your data set. Okay. So this is special case lah. You can go through this one, but this one usually happen when you collect your own data in your assignment letter. Nanti you can see some of you will meet this kind of problem, but some of you will not lah. But you can refer me back, okay? If you have problem to identify your data is skewed to the right or skewed to the left, okay? Right. So this is your data, okay, exercise. I hope you try your own first, but here just to show you the solution. So you can see that from here, skewed to the right. Okay, you can see the tail is at the right. This one similar, skewed to the right. Okay, look at the box and you can see you have outliers here. All right, and usually in exam, label. This one they didn't label kan? Make sure you label. Okay, you have minimum, maximum, Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay. Another example, you can try this one as well. And this is the solution. Okay, in one axis. Okay, so similar for your assignment, it will be in one axis. Okay. And this another exercise. You can see fill in the blank and then draw. Okay, draw the 3-box plot and then compare the box plot in terms of shape and variability. So make sure you do the exercise, okay? This time I didn't ask you to submit, but make sure you do, okay? And this is the answer. So this is vertical, okay? Vertical box plot. So how do you interpret the shape? So you can see here, should be from the lowest to the highest, okay? So here will be skewed to the right. But here we have something different, okay? It's skewed to the right, but then the whiskers is here longer than this one, isn't it? Okay, but again, in my class, I consider the box is important. So here I consider skewed to the right. Here is skewed to the left. Okay, you can see the tail is at the left. Here is skewed to the right. The tail is at the right. Okay. This is more than that. Okay, usually when you do your research lah, okay, in the future, you can have more than one in one axis. Okay. So, okay. So now normal probability plot. Okay, so normal probability plot, we will not ask you in test or in final. No, we will ask you during assignment je. Okay, during the assignment je. So you just use Excel to find the probability plot, normal probability plot by using this step. Okay, no need to advance using Excel punya command tu. No need. You just follow this one. Okay, so normal probability plot usually we use when we want to check either our data is normal or not. Is it follow normal distribution or not? Okay, if your data is follow normal distribution, usually you can use any method that you learn in our class. Okay, in chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5 and 6. Okay, because all the method that you learn later though, we assume our data follow normal distribution. Okay, however, in the research, in a project, sometimes your data is not normal, it's not follow normal distribution. So usually they can transform, they will do something else. Okay, for example, transform, make it log, then it's become follow normal distribution, then you can use whatever method you learn in our class. If you didn't do any transformation or any log too, you can use other method, which is we call non-parametric method. Okay, which is you didn't learn here. Okay, you will learn later in the future when you face it lah. Okay, so this is example from the software. Okay, or how do we know the data is follow normal distribution? When you see the data tu is arranged or the data is distributed in a line. Okay, it's not you draw a line tau. Don't draw a line. You look the data seem like a line, like this. You can see that we don't have any line here, but you can see the data is in line. So when the data is in line, that means your data is follow normal distribution. Okay, so here you can see as well. Let's say I remove the line to the straight line to, you still can see the data is in line together. Okay, so that's why we consider the data is follow normal distribution. So other than this normal probability plot, you also can have this test, Kolmogorov-Smirnov, Anderson-Darling, and Shafirowicz test. Okay, so this one actually from the software, and usually you will use this in the future lah when you do your final year project. All right. So this is what this is what you have when you do using Excel. Important this one. Okay. Usually student make mistake when they do this normal probability plot. They didn't follow this step correctly. Okay. So first you look, this is your data. You sort your data first, and then you have your I. Your I2 is in ascending order lah, 1, 2, 3 until 5. And then you have your data back, which is this one, 5, 8. Okay, so find probability. So how you find probability? I minus 0.5 divided by n. This small n is what? Sample size. So when it's sample size, how many samples you have here? 5, isn't it? So your P should be between 0 and 1 because it's a probability. Okay, when we calculate probability, we didn't get more than one value. Okay, 0 until 1 only. And then you can see you plot your data. How you plot your data is important as well. Make sure your x-axis is your data, your y-axis is the probability. So you can see that x is 5, probability is 0.1. So here is 5. So here is 0.1. So this is the data, the first data. And then you have second data and so on. Okay. And then you look, this data, is it in line or not? If not in line, it's not follow normal distribution. But if it's in line, this one is follow normal distribution, or we call it here normally distributed. Okay. Are you clear?
Clear, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor.
All right, so let's say we have this exercise. Okay, you find the probability and then you plot. So you can see here, look the data. Is it in line or not? So it seems it's in line. So I consider this is follow normal distribution. If you look question number 2, is it in line? No, isn't it? It seems there is a curve here. So it's not follow normal distribution. So similar for your assignment lah. You will do that. Okay. So chapter 1, basically you learned about statistic. Okay. How you do. Sorry. Okay. You learn more about how to do a research. Okay, a study, and then follow a statistic approach. Okay. So I just want to show you something before I move to assignment. Test, okay. Actually, if you go your column to, here, we have test compilation. We have SEM 1, SEM 2, okay. We have a few compilation here. So I want you try from now, okay. Try from now. Jangan dah esok test baru hari ni nak buat, lambat lah, okay. So I just want to show you how we ask you in a test from chapter 1, okay? Because you can see that chapter 1 is very, you have many marks. Sorry. So for example, question number 1, question number 2, question number 3 is chapter 1. Question number 4, chapter 1 until here. Okay. So there are many marks in chapter 1. So make sure you clearly how to answer, not how to answer, how is it chapter 1? You must understand, okay? So I just want to go through this example before I go to assignment, okay? So let's say this question 1, 250 students which are currently enrolled at UMP are selected randomly, and the data for these 3 variables are collected. So you have number of course enrolled, total cost of textbook, payment method used for textbook. So if you look here, you can see that you have, so you can see that you have 250 students enrolled at UMP are selected randomly. Okay, so it's not 250 enroll, isn't it? But this 250 is selected. Okay, and the data, you have 3 variables. So you have these 3. So the question, what is population? What is your answer?
Students enrolled at UMP.
Okay, I want you to answer all all students who enroll at UMP. Okay, we use the word all student who enroll at UMP. Okay,
Kalau masukkan numbers yang dia bagi tu and then let's say 250 students who enroll at DMB tu betul ke salah?
salah dia. I dah cakap dah. Kalau logically pun, sebab you tengok 250 student are selected randomly. And actually logically, takkanlah 200 setengah je masuk kat UMP kan? Dia tak cakap pun first year. Kalau first year mungkin reasonable. Sebab tu bila you baca ayat tu, you must understand clearly. Itulah statistik punya part yang sometimes kita rasa student confused. Okay? Tapi you kena tengok betul-betul ayat dia. So sebab tu bila dia kata what is population, the entire, the whole, okay, the whole yang you focus. So here 250 students which are currently enrolled at UMP are selected randomly. So when you look this sentence, it seems this is not population. So the population will be all UMP student who enroll ataupun all student who enroll at UMP. Okay. So this one, how do you know that you clearly understand or not? You must try all the tutorial question in module tu. Okay, so sebab ayat ni, I boleh bagi banyak jenis ayat. Jadi kalau skill tu, you nak dapat skill tu, nak tahu this one population ke tak, this one sample ke tak, memang you kena tengok banyak jenis soalan. Then you boleh cater, you ada skill untuk detect, oh this is population, this is sample. Okay, so if you didn't do the exercise, it's quite difficult lah to identify. Okay, alright, so that's a population. Clear, This one. Is the population tangible or conceptual? So now here, you must understand what is tangible, what is conceptual. Tangible, counted, you know the maximum value. You can know the total value. So, number of student, can we know the total number of student too?
Yes.
Yes, so the answer
Yes.
will be tangible.
Tangible.
Okay, yes. And then what is the sample? Here, when they ask you about the sample, you know that this is your population, all UMP student. So the sample will be the small or sub, right? So that's why here, when they say selected randomly, so this is 250 is your sample. So here your answer should be 250 student. More accurate, UMP student lah. Okay. Clear, How do you define it's a sample? Kita tak tanya, you tahu apa maksud sample? Kita tak tanya. Tapi based on the situation, you should know what is the sample. Okay? Now, identify the level of measurement for each variable. So here, the keyword level of measurement. You must know that how many level we have? 4, isn't it? We have nominal, we have ordinal, we have ratio, we have interval. Right? Make sure you know this. Very important. So you can see we have 3 marks. Why 3 marks? We have 3 variables here. So now we go through one by one. Number of courses enrolled. I want to ask you, number of courses enrolled. So when we talk about courses enrolled, it can be subject lah kan? Applied stat, applied calculus, safety ke, alright? But now the variable is number of courses. So when they ask you number of courses, your answer here will be what? 30, 20, 10, betul tak?
Okay, madam.
For example, this semester, how many courses you enroll? Berapa subjek you ambil?
8.
8. So 8 is the answer. So if you look this 8, is it a number or is it a category? Is it quali or is it quanti? Is it quali or quanti? Quanti, isn't it? So if it's quanti, it's continuous or it's discrete? This is quanti. Okay, I just want to to think detail. Okay, I want to see. So 8 is a number, so it's a quantitative. And then from quantitative, you have discrete and you have continuous. So 8 here, is it discrete or is it continuous?
Discrete.
Discrete, because we cannot have half courses. Okay, all right, so discrete. So when discrete, you will look these two things, ratio or interval. So here I mentioned last week, how do you know? You look. When you put 8 to, you replace with 0. What does it mean? 0 means what? Is it a true 0 or something else?
True 0.
Yes, when true 0, is it ratio or is it interval?
Ratio.
Yes, so that's how you answer. Okay, because that is the way how to answer. This is one of lah. Okay, because I want you to understand the situation and then you understand, not remember. Okay, and then you have total cost of textbook. So let's say you buy applied stat book, applied calculus book, and then total is ringgit Malaysia 20.50, for example lah, ada discount. Okay, 20 ringgit and 50 cent. So you know this is quantitative. Okay, is it discrete or continuous?
Continuous.
Continuous, because you can take decimal places. And then is it ratio or is it interval?
Ratio.
Yes, correct. Ratio. Okay, you check. If 0 ringgit, that's mean true 0 lah. Okay. Now Zack, payment method. Okay, you bayar textbook tadi guna apa? Credit card, debit card, online, cash. That is payment method, isn't it? So is it quanti or is it quali?
Quali.
Quali. And then is it nominal or is it ordinal?
Ordinal.
Check back. I have what just now? Credit card, debit card, cash, online. So do I need to arrange this? Is it in arrange? No need, isn't it? Do I need to arrange?
No.
Do I need to order this? No. Right?
Yes. No.
So when it's not ordered, okay, there's no anything that we can ordered, okay? So it's become nominal. Okay, order ni bila you ada level-level. Level 1, level 2, level 3. For example, your education level. We have from what? UPSR, PMR, ni during my time lah, okay? Yours mungkin dah different. Kejap UPSR, PMR, SPM, STPM, diploma, degree, master, PhD. So you can see there is ordered there from the lowest until the highest. So that one will be ordinal. Okay? So make sure you know. Ordinal bila ada ordered. Tapi kalau dia boleh apa-apa, kategori tu, it's become nominal. Alright? Is it clear?
Yes.
So I want you to try question number 2, 3, Sampai 3 je lah. 4 ni kita plan nanti chapter 2. Okay. So I nak you buat soalan nombor 1, 2, 3. Okay. Benda ni ada dalam you punya kalam. Sebenarnya jawapan pun ada. Tapi I nak you try buat macam mana I buat ni. You faham ke tak? Jangan tengok jawapan dulu. Okay. Be honest with yourself lah. Okay. Alright, so I nak move, okay, I ambil masa dalam 15 minit kot nak terangkan pasal assignment. Is it okay or not?
Okay.
Okay, madam.
Alright, so assignment, so far, all of you are done until questionnaire, okay, which is good. So, you will have part 1, okay, part 2 later we will discuss. So you can see lah part 1 ni, first identify the problem. Oh, sorry. So identify the problem ni something to do with your title lah, okay, title. And then you explain sikit. For example, you want to study about, contoh? You want to study how much student UMP drink plain water, isn't it? So why? Maybe you want to see that do we need to put more water filter ke? Something like that lah. Okay. Just brief, but 2 marks, no need to brief much. Okay. And then choose a single quantitative variable. So this one actually we've done when you do title tu. When you choose title tu, I dah checkkan sekali you dapat quantitative value and then I nak continuous, bukan number of. So far what yang I dah approve title tu, so far all of you has continuous quantitative variable. Okay. And then you identify lah level of measurement. So level measurement tadi you ada 4 tadi lah, nominal, ordinal, ratio and interval. So I rasa semua orang akan guna ratio. Okay, tapi check balik apa variable you. And then state your population. So far this semester, you are not restricted to UMP student. Some of you use Malaysian. Okay, so you must know what is your population. Okay, some of you maybe use UMP student, or some of you must maybe use those customer who use Grab food, for example lah. Okay, for example. And then question number 4, you need to divide the data into 2 significant group. So mostly I'm asking you to divide into gender because easier for you. Okay, so you will have female and you will have male. Okay, so here you state lah what is the group. So far I think everybody use gender lah. Okay, but if you have others, you can inform me as well lah. Alright, and then present the data collected according to group in the table. So that's when you have male and you have female. You list out the value. So what's value here? Look back your variable. What is your variable? If I say my variable here is how much they drink plain water, okay, per day or per week, per day kot, per day, kan? So it will be in liter lah kan? So maybe here is 2 liter, 3 liter, 4 liter, but this one from male respondent. Okay, and then question number 3, identify the method of data collection. So first, you must inform, is it secondary data or primary data? So if primary data, show lah the Google form tu and the Excel data set. Okay, if secondary data, maybe you take from other department, okay, maybe DOSM ke, you put the link of the data tu. Okay, and now sampling method. When we are talking about sampling method, you will have 2 types. Okay, probability and non-probability. Okay, but in your explanation here, sometimes it can be mixed together. For example, you have divided the population into 2, female and male. So that one is probability sampling method, which is stratified. But then you use questionnaire to collect the data. So when you use questionnaire, you just distribute the link to all social media or to all WhatsApp group, isn't it? So that one, not probability. It's become non-probability. So when in non-probability, you should identify which one. We have three, isn't it? Judgment, volunteer, and then one more, what? Judgment, volunteer, one more is?
Convenient.
Yes, convenience. Very good. Okay, so look which one is yours. Okay, now number 4 is clear. Number 5, okay, because I believe now you are in stage number 5. So here, just now you divide your group into male and female. Okay, now when they ask you sample size and less than 30, that means you should find 29 and below lah. Okay, paling sikit I nak kat sini 15. Okay, antara 15 hingga 29. Tak nak 10, tak nak. I nak sini 15 paling sikit. So contoh dekat male you ada 20 yang jawab. So dekat female kena 20 juga. Okay, maksudnya data liter tadi we are talking about how much liter student drink per day kan. So ada 20 jawapan dekat sini. 2, 4 liter, 3 liter sampai ada 20 orang. Okay, sama juga this one. Alright. When the sample size is greater than 30, so you kena ada 30 ke atas lah. Okay, paling sikit 30. Okay, maksudnya you tak boleh lebih kurang daripada 30 lah. Kena 30 ke atas. So kalau kat sini you dapat 50, sini kena 50 juga. Okay. Contohlah kalau kat sini 50 tapi sini 45. Sama ada you nak kena cari 5 lagi responden perempuan jawab atau you buang yang kat sini 5, you dapat 45 juga. Okay. Clear tak kat sini?
Jelas.
Alright, okay, good. Now, identify which sampling method you use to select the 4 set of data. Okay. Here, some student, you have the list of the data set from the Excel, isn't it? After you collect data using Google Form, and then you have raw data. From that raw data, you have list the data. So let's say like total here is 65 male, 65 female. So you have 1, 2 until 65. So how you choose 20 student? 20 student here. So explain here. Do you use random sampling method ke, stratified sampling ke, systematic ke? But usually random sampling and systematic. Okay, because you have list the data, so you will use probability sampling. Okay, that's mean 20 ni you choose how you choose. And then this 45 you just say lah balance is consider the bigger sample size. Okay, clear or not?
Yes.
Alright, now this one, number 6, we are talking about descriptive statistic. Okay, using Excel, don't calculate manually. So you need to summarize the measure of central tendency and measure of variation. Okay, so basically if you look, not slide lah, here we have this one as well in your column. So you can see that how you use Excel. Okay, so this is what you should do first in order to get data analysis in your Excel. Okay, and then you have this one. And then you choose descriptive statistic. Okay. So this one, descriptive statistic, and then the output should be like this. All right, so from this output, you need to summarize in the table measure of central tendency and measure of variation. So you can see that this is tendency, mean, median, mode. Okay, measure of central tendency. And then measure of variation, you have what? Standard error, standard deviation. Standard error pun boleh sebenarnya. Okay, standard deviation, sample variance, range, okay, in the measure of tendency. Measure of variation. Okay. So that's how you summarize, how you get the output. The output tu, you kena letak dalam ni. Letak atas. Okay, you boleh tengok kan example yang kita kasih hari tu. Alright, now, question number 7 and 8 ni, I don't want you to confuse. Number 7, compare comment between group. So you remember your group is what? Male and female. That's mean measure of central tendency, measure of variation between male and female. How many sample size you have here? 65, isn't it? So the output should be 65 male, 65 female. Okay, because between group. But number 8, different sample size. That's mean here ni. Output yang dekat sini, you compare. Okay, usually number 7 ni student confused dengan number 8. Number 7, I nak you ada output lain, bukan output yang dekat sini. Should be output yang total male, total female. Okay, and then you compare. Measure of central tendency, measure of variation. But number 8, you compare sample size. That's mean for group male, sample size besar macam mana, sample size kecil macam mana. For female, sample size besar macam mana, sample size kecil macam mana. Okay? Clear? Are you clear, guys? Clear tak?
Doktor, jadinya yang nombor 7 tu cakap pasal population ke?
Bukan sayang,
Pasal
cakap.
group. Lepas tu,
Ya. Macam ni, you tengok kat sini tadi, kita ada 4 set data. Betul tak? So, bila 4 set data, dekat nombor 6, you ada 4 output. You ada 4 output macam ni. Okay, 1 N lebih kecil, N lebih besar untuk female. And then N lebih kecil, N lebih besar untuk male. Okay, you nampak tak? Dia ada 4. Tapi kalau untuk nombor 7, kita nak group. Maksudnya total male dengan total female. Sorry. So, you akan ada output, 2 je output. Untuk semua male, untuk semua female.
jadinya kita kena kira jugalah yang macam Microsoft Excel tu untuk semua.
Betul, betul. Okay. Okay, clear Tapi kalau ada problem, ni assignment. Boleh je tanya. Okay, jangan nak malu-malu tak tanya pula. Okay, nanti sesat jalan, markah sikit. Okay, tengok ni 4 markah. Ni 4 markah. Okay, okay, tengok 9. Histogram. So, bila tengok histogram, ada 12 markah. So, jangan buat tak tahu pula, tak tahu macam mana nak dapat 12 markah. Marking scheme ni, dah kasih juga dekat kalam. So, you tengok soalan nombor 9. So, ada 12 markah. Apa dia nak kasih markah tu? First, ada 4 box plot. Samalah. Box plot dengan histogram ni sama. Okay. Ada 4 histogram. Okay, sebab you ada 4 set data kan. So, ada 4 histogram. Make sure ada 4 histogram. Lepas tu, you mention ada 4 shape. Setiap histogram, apa shape dia. And then, compare and comment on the average. Maksudnya, daripada histogram, okay, contoh you ada histogram macam ni. Alamak, contohlah olok-olok. Okay. So, you tengok skewed to the right. You can see that 50% berapa dia punya value tu. Tu dia punya comment. Okay. Sama juga verbally, you boleh tengok range. Paling besar dengan kecil. So dapatlah 2 markah ni. Okay. Lama. Ini box plot. Sorry I dah terover pula. So kalau dekat histogram ni, histogram, shape dengan comment. Comment ni you boleh comment lah. Mode dia ke, dia punya paling tinggi apa, 50% tadi pun boleh tengok kat sini juga. Okay. Cuma dekat box plot ni baru ada variability. Okay, sebab variability ni based on range or IQR. Macam yang dalam slide tadi lah. Okay, yang ni kita guna median. Okay, tapi 12 markah ni I nak you all dapat penuh. Okay, sebab selalunya kat sini student ambil ringan je. Dia mungkin tak tengok benda ni. Tapi you kena tengok. Sebab you tahu bila kita buat macam ni, you tahulah you akan dapat markah kalau you cakap apa. Kan? Sama juga dengan soalan nombor 11 ni. Measure of central tendency. Okay, bila measure of central tendency tu, macam tadi I cakap lah, dia based on you punya data. Okay, kalau dia skewed, kita akan guna median. Kalau dia symmetric, kita guna mean. Kalau variation pun sama, kalau kita ada skewed, kita guna IQR. Kalau symmetric, kita guna variance atau standard deviation. So conclusion ni, apa-apa je conclusion. Contoh you kata, in average, UMP student drink 4 liter per day, plain water, for example. Okay. Clear or not? So this is how you do your histogram inside here. You can see that you just let the Excel give the bin automatic pun tak apa. And this is not histogram yet. Okay, this is not histogram yet. You kena pilih no gap. Ni, no gap. Then baru you dapat histogram. So based on this histogram, shape dia apa. And then comment, you can say that most of the upper is 18 and above, for example lah. Okay. And then box plot. So this is how you do box plot in Excel. Some of my students have up-to-date Microsoft. Just click je. I think you pun sama lah. Sebab you all lagi up-to-date kan. So ada Microsoft, I'm not remember Microsoft berapa, 2016 ke. Maybe ada latest, you just click je, dia dah auto dah buatkan. Tak perlu calculate macam ni. Okay, tapi you kena tahu manually calculate benda ni untuk test. Okay. So this is how you do lah step by step. But again, I said you can have up-to-date punya Microsoft yang just click. Okay. So this is step by step. Okay. Then you can get this one. Not finished yet. Until you have this. Make sure in one exists. Dalam satu X saja. Kalau banyak X, tolak satu markah. Alright, so that's all for assignment for part 1. Anything you want to ask?
Doktor, I have a question. Regarding question number 6, right? Yang the measures of variation tu, interquartile range kena masukkan juga ke?
Tak perlu sebab dalam output tak ada kan IQR. Sorry. Kalau you tengok number 6, you tengok number 6 ni, kita nak mean, mode, median, variance, standard deviation je. Tak perlu IQR sebab dia nak benda tu daripada output yang ni. Sebab daripada output yang first ni, we don't have IQR kan? So no need to put lah. Okay?
Okay. Lepas tu soalan nombor 5, question number 2. Yang sampling method tu boleh guna random number generator from the internet, right?
Yes, sure. You just mentioned here and inform that you use a random number generator in the website. Some students use calculator, some students use Excel, also can. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
So anything else? Others? Try get maximum marks for assignment. You can use me for sure. Ask me, is it correct or not? Is this like this or not? But make sure you read first the module and the all given lah. Okay? Jangan terus tanya doktor ni macam mana. I rasa macam nak marah kat situ. Sebab macam effort you kena ada dulu. Tengok, this one I dah explain kan. Make sure you clear. Kalau tak faham, tanya balik. Okay? Okay, anything else? You all punya quiz 1, I rasa week 4 kan kalau tengok teaching plan week 4.
Yes.
Tapi I akan mention dulu, okay? I tak akan terus mengejut, tak. I akan cakap, let's say minggu depan nak buat quiz, minggu ni I dah cakap lah buat quiz, minggu depan hari apa, topik apa. Okay, so don't worry about that. Cuma I nak you score bila I cakap ada quiz tu. Okay? So anything else you want to ask? Yeah, we have 15 past 1 dah ni. Anything else you want to ask? No. So I do hope you consistent, okay? If you have any difficulties, if you have any problem at home ke, whatever ke, feeling ke, whatever, inform me, okay? But try your best lah. This is our third ke second semester online teaching and learning ni.
Second.
Second. Okay, I do hope that you manage dah. You punya time management tu, your emotion, okay? I do understand at home environments is different. Some parents understand, some parents did not. Some of you have a small sister, brothers, okay? But wisely lah manage, okay? Because you are adult student as well, okay? You should know how to manage that. If you feel sad ke, depressed ke, whatever, you can share with me. Okay, if you think that if you study, you cannot get it inside your mind, take a break first. Okay, watch video, play game. I don't have a problem with that because you know how to manage your time. Okay, but don't stressful lah. Okay, don't stress. Okay, and again, remember, whatever you learn is for your own good, not for your parents, not for others, not even for me. Okay, so try your best. I hope that all of you can gain A in this subject. Okay, I think that's all. Banyak pula membebel macam parents you pula kan. So anything else?
No, madam.
Okay, so try your best. Anything you can ask me. So I think that's all for today. Thank you, class.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.